I can't hear you. You're starting up still.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you now. You're just
Morning.
said you were connecting. How are you?
What up? I'm good. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. Were you on the James Shaw thing?
Yes, it was my first time on, and I just started reading Shift a couple days ago, so I'm just a little bit playing catch up right now.
Okay,
They're not
awesome.
doing that on the weekend, are they?
Nope, just Monday through Friday.
Then I can catch up this weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're all recorded too, so you can go back and watch
Oh, okay,
like
good.
they're all on that Facebook page, so you can just go back and scroll through the stuff and take
Awesome.
them. Um, Sorry, I was actually not on the one this morning. I don't make it to the Friday ones. I have to go back and watch the Friday ones later because I have my coaching call Friday morning.
Okay.
Um, so wasn't on there. So how's everything with you?
It's good. Honestly, the slower pace has been nice,
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. Not that I'm being lazy or slacking off, but it's been refreshing not having to ping pong all over town
yep,
5+ days a week. Uh,
yeah. This will probably change the way we're doing business in the future, huh?
it might, it would be a welcome change, that's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But I've still, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I was really busy the first quarter of this year before all this happened, and it was
Yep.
all my buyers. Like I got all my serious buyers under contract. I have a couple people dangling out there, but they're just not the real super serious ones,
Right.
one reason or another. And now all of my business, it was organically shifting to sellers,
Right.
which is very nice and convenient considering what's happening right now.
Yep. Yep.
But now I've got to go make more business.
Oh, sorry. I think my internet cut out there for a second. Didn't mean to
Our
interrupt.
office Zoom call, but I'm gonna mute me. No,
Not muted yet, Richard. Not muted.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Hey guys,
Hello.
How you doing, Brian?
I'm good.
Good.
Just trying to wake up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Were you on James Shaw's thing, Brian?
I caught the last little bit of it. I didn't see what it was really about.
What was your takeaway, Bethany?
Well, since it was my first time, there's a lot going on trying to keep up with different people talking and their opinions.
Yeah.
I think my biggest takeaway was, I guess, two things. And the first I actually talked to my mom about last night or a couple nights ago when I was walking the dog, chatting with her on the phone. And she said, like, isn't it nice that now, like, families are actually together at home, spending time together, doing things together, gathering around the dinner table together, eating a meal together, not once a day quickly, but 3 times a day. And isn't this like what our country needs? Is like our family actually coming together and being a family. And a few people talked about on the call, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but those who are, yes, it can be stressful with the kids home and you have this added duty of homeschooling while you're trying to work. But what if you change the way you think about it? Like, I get to be home with my family gets to be safe, I get to be here to protect them and look after them, because not everyone's in that same boat. A lot of people can't be with their family because of health precautions, or like, Betty Williams' husband's, in a nursing home and she can't go see him. She has to see him through a window.
Right.
So that's probably the big one, kind of changing the way you think about, your current at-home situation. The other one would be, when you're calling people and you're asking if there's anything you can do for them and they tell you, be prepared to actually go and do that.
Yep. You're gonna ask the question. You better be ready to act on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And hey, just so Laura and Sarah Jane, you know, I muted you guys because there was some background noise going on there. So just so you know, if you want to talk, you gotta unmute yourself.
I think the three questions that Shaw said today was the thing to think about, kind of piggybacking off what Bethany said, with making sure you are able to respond, that they may even ask. But the first one is just asking them if, you know, how are they, how are their family, and then, you know, what can you do to help, and just expect them to just be ready for them to answer with, I need help with X.
Yep.
Or so-and-so passed away, or we're having problems with, you know, this person's in the hospital, or what have you. You know, ask the questions, but be empathetic that, you know, they might be really in need, and it might not just be a script. It might be a legitimate
Right.
need that people have.
Right. Yeah. I was saying I was not on that call earlier because I have my coaching call on Friday mornings at 8, and my coaching call is every Friday at 8. It's like that, you know, I get on my call with him and I'm like, okay, to conquer the world. Like he's Matt Teeter. He's like super intense and super awesome. But he just was talking about like what he's seeing, because he coaches, you know, a ton of people across a ton of different markets, and he was talking about what he was seeing out there and what the you know, other team lead, he only coaches leadership. So like what other TLs are talking about with their agents and what agents are saying. And, you know, he said that they're in this meeting with Gary Keller. So it was earlier this week. It was the last day of March. I guess that was Tuesday. Mark Brenneman sent out like an emergency thing, like, hey, all leadership, mandatory 4:30. You got to be on this call. There's new direction coming down from up top at KW. We want to get it out as soon as we can. Yada yada yada. So everybody jumps on this call at 4:30, and Mark's just like not there. And so Austin, who is like basically like his MCA, was like, hey, Mark's still on the call with Gary. You know, he'll be here in a second. So we basically sat there for 45 minutes waiting for Mark to get onto the call, and everybody's like, what in the hell is going on here? And then Mark got on the call. He's like, sorry, Gary was just rambling. The call was supposed to be over like 2 hours ago, and it just went on. And so I talked to Matt today, my coach, and he's like, yeah, you should have heard the RD meeting earlier this week. And I was like, oh yeah, I was waiting on a call for 45 minutes for somebody to get done with that meeting. And he was like, well, Gary was basically just spitting all of this knowledge and all of this stuff. And so, you know, nobody could leave because it was just such good info. And, you know, one of my struggles right now is I'm on all of these calls, all of these things that I'm hearing, and, you know, all these projections and all this stuff, and I'm having trouble conveying that out, you know, because I'm just not like, I'm trying to send emails and trying to keep people in the loop. But, you know, people are out there trying to do business, so, you know, you guys don't have time to be on all the calls and all the things that I'm on, probably, and that's, you know, rightfully so. You should be out there, you know, listing houses and selling houses. But he said that Gary went through like a series of questions with them, that if you think about like what percentage of the businesses around you aren't operating right now, you know, is that like 30%, 40%, 50%? And will all of them come back in April or May or June, or like when do all those businesses come back and 100% of them start being fully operational again? And when they do, are they just going to come back and it's going to be back to normal? Are they all just going to come back at the same time, confident, like everything's done, we're 100% good, everything's fine? And will the government have enough money to be able to make all of them right? Like, are they going to be just come back and everything's going to be perfect again? The government fixed it. We've got the money. We're all back operational. All of our employees are back, et cetera. Like, what percentage of those businesses are going to get that money? And if they don't, are they not going to be there anymore? And so, and what happens if, you know, people keep dying? Like, when is this going to end 100%? And so, you know, all those questions he's asking, I'm like, yeah, that frames it in a way that I'm trying to convey to people that, like, we have to be intentional about what we're doing and go find the motivated people now, because we don't know how long this is going to go. The most the record for the most number of the unemployment record was 700,000 people in a week prior to this.
Mm-hmm.
And last week there was, 2 weeks ago, there was 3.3 million people that lost their jobs. And then this last week, there was 6.6 million people that lost their jobs. So 10 million people lost jobs within a 3-week period.
And they just came out with the numbers, and it's 701,000, like in the last however long.
Yeah.
Just filed.
Yeah. So there's the workforce in America is like 150 million people. There's about 300 million people in America. About 150 people are actually that are able to work, are working. Other people are either younger or older or whatever, but 150 million people are working. We were at like a 3% unemployment rate, and now that's shot up in 3 weeks
15.
to 15 almost. So it's we have to realize that that's 10% of our business also probably just went away.
Yep.
So where are we going to find those motivated people now, so that we have those motivated people that can continue buying houses through all of this, so that when April, May, June comes around, some businesses start coming back in, July, whenever it is, that we're set up to be able to continue doing business. So that was just kind of an eye-opening series of questions that he went through and asked me.
Aw, cutie.
Sam.
What's up, everybody?
Good morning.
Morning.
So his message that he left me with was, you got to get people to go find the motivated people. That's the theme for the week. Just find the motivated people.
Hey, Sam, do you know anybody that would be interested in buying or selling a home?
No.
No?
I'm just trying to talk to you guys.
Rats.
Do you want to buy a house? Are you motivated? You're not motivated to buy a house or sell a house? You think do you have the money? You got a big piggy bank.
Too cute.
Hey guys.
Died on these phone calls, huh?
Just have my blood pressure.
Hey, baby. Oh,
Look at there.
Laura, we can't
these
see
cute
you.
kids. Everyone should bring their kids on.
It happens.
You can hear me. You just can't see me.
Okay.
Laura, were you on the call this morning? James Shaw call this morning?
Yes.
What did I
And
miss
as-
What have I
What
missed
was
y'all
your-
talking about?
What was your takeaway?
Well, unfortunately, my husband kept texting me because they're laying people off left and right at his plant. So, I guess the biggest thing is to keep calling, and like Bethany said, how are you? What can I do for you? And that's what I've been doing all week.
Yep.
I haven't, I've had maybe 5% ask me how real estate was. That's it. But I just tell them, I'll say the numbers are still moving, and I give them, the daily numbers. But other than that, that's all I'm doing. Care calls.
Yep.
I'm just trying to follow what they're telling us to do.
Yep. That's cool.
Campaign of kindness.
Yep.
Campaign of caring.
Well, that's awesome.
And Matt, I appreciate your email from yesterday too.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to not inundate everybody, but also keep everybody up to date somehow without seeing everybody in the office ever.
Right. The new normal.
Yep, the new normal. Richard, were you on the call this morning?
Mm-hmm.
You always take a lot of good notes. What was your takeaway?
Well, I was actually feeding Collins this morning. The notes that I did get were to watch the Dick Dillingham video on KW Connect. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I've always thought that, but that was really good. Just a reminder, because I've been so like gung ho on the last 3 weeks I've just been pounding the phones and just calling people, and I just need to realize it's not a sprint. I just need to make sure that the activities that I'm doing, I can be consistent with them. And then I really liked the conversation with the seller or a buyer. If you don't sell or if you don't buy right now, what would your symptoms be by waiting? And I thought that was really good. I actually had that conversation yesterday with the seller. I told her, I was like, look, you bought your house in 07 at the peak for 191,000. Can probably sell your house today for 205 maybe. And she's like, that's it. I've lived in the house for 13 years. And I'm like, look, I understand it, but really that's what the market is. I mean, after you bought your house crashed, right? So if you wait too long, your house might crash again, and you might have to wait another 10 years to be able to get back up to 200,000. Are you willing to do that? And she's wanting to move out of state. And so I'm like, you need to make a decision if you're serious or you're not. If you want to move, like I've been in this process with her for over 2.5 years. So she says she's motivated, but the last time I dealt with her and she was a referral, she ended up hiring a flat fee service company, and they did absolutely diddly, and it's just like, do you want to sell this house or not? And that's what I told her. I was actually at her house, and I was like sitting at her kitchen table. I was like, tell me, do you want to sell this house or not? If you want to sell it, we need to get going. If not, then quit wasting my time, pretty much. And so
That's the truth.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how that conversation went. So I was just flat out honest with her. And then I also liked it's all about your perspective. And instead of saying I'm not getting to go get my nails done, or I'm not getting to go do whatever I want to do, I'm getting to hang out with my family, or I'm getting to be able to do this, or I'm just trying to be positive. Obviously, bold law, what you focus on expands. Focus on the benefits and be grateful for this time. And then back to page 58 in the shift. I love that. I love that page. Like your message matters. That's really good. And then flip on the script, because I've been saying, how are you doing? I know things are crazy right now. What do you need, and how can I help you with it? And I've been getting a lot of great feedback on that. And then I like the how are you? How is your family? How can I help you? I like that as well. That was pretty good.
Yep, cool. Another question you can tack onto the end of that is, do you have any problems I could solve, or what's a problem I could solve for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I talked about with my coach this morning too. Like, how are you? How can I help you? And from my perspective, it's what's the biggest problem can I solve in your business right now? And then you start getting the feeling. That's the thing, is if you talk to multiple clients and they're all having the same issue, then you can put something together like on a bigger scale. Hey, I've had 5 people all tell me this is their problem. Let me do a Zoom call and tell you what other people are doing to solve that problem, and you can provide value for your clients.
Yeah, I'm trying to write down all of the objections that I'm getting right now, so I can mastermind that with my role playing partner.
Yeah.
Come on. Relax.
Yeah, Maps is actually working on Matt said that Maps has been working on a script and objection handler book or flyer, handout, whatever. They've been working on it for like a week, and he said it'll probably be another week and it'll be done and it'll be out, and they're going to release it to everybody, not just Maps clients. So
Nice.
yeah, just for the current times that we're in. So cool. Well, cool. Well, we don't need to take up a bunch of time this morning.
Smile and dial.
Smile and dial. Yep.
I want to plug in a new listing that I'm going to get. I don't know how long it's going to take, because the seller's already moved out and they're older, and it's a great house. It's going to sell pretty quickly. It's in St. Markswood in my neighborhood. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick with a carport, and it's a hardwood everywhere except for the kitchen has tile and the bathrooms have tile or vinyl. And it's a move-in ready house once they get all their junk out of it. And probably going to be listing it for $200,000. and it should go pretty quickly because we don't have anything else in our neighborhood available right now,
Yeah.
except for this really weird house. So if you got anybody looking for Brennan, Creighton, AC Forest School District, especially
Yeah.
like it's a very good starter home or like a retirement home, like a
Mhm.
retiree last home. So let me know.
What's the square footage?
It's 1,900 square feet.
Okay.
Yep. The roof is in really good condition. So it's gonna go. I think it's gonna go pretty darn quickly. So when I actually get it on the market, I would like to sell it before I even have to list it. So that would be awesome.
Cool.
Always
Go
the
sell
goal.
it. Cool. Who else has anything? Anything? All right. Go crush it. Smile and dial.
Hey.
Make it happen today.
Y'all have a
Bye,
good
guys.
weekend.
Yeah,
Good to see
have a good
everybody.
weekend,
Have a
guys.
good weekend if I don't talk to you before.
Did we do a happy hour last night?
Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
I was
Wednesday.
unable to make it.
I missed it. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right,
All
guys.
good. All right.
Y'all have
See
a
you
Bye,
good one.
guys. See ya.
Bye.